Good morning. Oh, it's lovely in here. Good old Ruby. What a lovely night. What a lovely night. This shelter has worked unbelievably well. Well, the wind has been blowing on and off all night. It's been quite gusty. And they were right about the cloud. Yeah, that is blanket cloud. Right. Oh, I'll back up and get dressed, I suppose. Oh, yes. I'm missing the sun. It was lovely, lovely yesterday. Well, we better start tidying up some of this stuff and see about getting the coffee on the go, I think. And then some breakfast. Sort some of my gear out here and then just leave the shelter up for a bit of shelter. Whilst I'm cooking, I can cook breakfast just at the front now, I think. It does seem to be reasonably sheltered in here, which is quite fortunate. Right, as luck would have it, two guys in the boat decided to start fishing literally right beside where I am, and they were talking quite loudly, so I haven't been able to film much for the last sort of hour really, but they've gone now. Let the filming resume. Right, when I looked at the forecast just a short while ago, it's saying the wind has dropped down now, which it has, probably for the last hour or two perhaps, but apparently that's due to come back with a vengeance again in about an hour's time, so which is probably going to coincide exactly with me getting on the water. But there we are, we'll have to just deal with it, because I want to break this lot down and have breakfast here, and then we'll be good to go. Right, so I'm now going to assemble the full stove now, so that I can have a bit more heat to get breakfast going. These things do tend to have a mind of their own. They're not the easiest thing to put together. That's putting it mildly. Especially when you aren't wearing the glasses. I do try to do as much as I can without my glasses, but sometimes you have to give up. The benefit of these is they're very light and they do pack away very small. It's just getting the damn things together. Oh, that's one lump or two. It must have been a bit cooler last night than I thought. It's gone a bit stiff. Never mind, that'll work. Right, in here we have, oh, look at that. What a collection. 3 eggs. I don't know whether I'm going to eat all of these. I did think I may have had 1 or 2 of these in my tea last night, but as it turned out, I already had rather a lot. So yeah, no room for tomatoes. But I can always take some home. The thing with cooking with a trangia is that does give you loads of time to get everything prepped, because they are slow to get going. And then some. What else we got here? Bit of feta cheese, of course. Bit of extra protein. Nice slab of that. And I may just have 1 mushroom with it as well. And I think we'll say that'll do. This probably won't come as a massive surprise to you, but I'm not that hungry. No, I'm not that hungry at all. I think I had more than my fair share last night. Oh, it's beginning to look a bit threatening. Let's see what happens. Oh, listen to that huge sizzle. Massive sizzle. Let's sit here out of the wind and eat our breakfast. Just a touch more, I think. Well, that's been a very good camp. That must admit, I mean, this is absolutely solid. You cannot believe how solid that is. That is not going anywhere. When I was waking up with the wind blowing hard and I could hear this flapping, I was thinking, oh no. But no, this is, honestly, I think I'd be hard pressed to even push it over if I wanted to. Yeah, it's very secure, so you haven't got to worry about that. I mean, you'll see on the video how I put it together, because obviously being one man, you know, you've got to have everything ready so you can lift it up and get these under, the paddles under to support it. By yourself, so there's 2 of you, obviously it'll be a lot easier. And as the canoes get bigger and heavier, obviously that will become harder if you're on your own. Right, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of the sauce here from the Steak Detective. So this is Squadron Leader breakfast sauce, and I'm just going to sprinkle a little on my omelette. I had a little last night in my tea, That has got a bit of a kick to it, but I think this will elevate things a bit. So give that a go. Not bad at all. Probably feel it'd be better on bacon and sausages, but there we are. There we are. Yeah, it's still got a kick to it. Well, that's the last mouthful. That's really nice. Try and get a bit further before. I was going to go around Hickling Board, but I think given the wind forecast, and once it picks up it's not going to drop down until about 3 o'clock, so it is going to be quite hard getting back. So I think I'm going to get on the water and start moving back. I've had a good paddle yesterday. I've had a lovely camp, some good food. So I think I've done enough. If it was clear this morning, I would have been up earlier out in the canoe and seen if I could get some nice photography shots. But because it's cloudy, windy, and there's no mist, there's no sun, yeah, it's all flat really, so there's not much to be gained. So that means I'll have to come back another time. Yeah, we'll see. But one thing I said, I bought that bought my old sleeping mat. So I have been using that Neo Air, which is fine. It puffs up quite flat, and obviously they're very light. They rolled up very small. But I tell you what, that Profile 4, yeah, it's a different game. I felt so much more comfortable last night, and that really, it doesn't tend to squash down as much on the heaviest parts of your body. So the Neo Air, you can end up getting your bottom or your shoulders can be squashing it down, and you do get that cold draw come up from the ground. But the Profile 4, yeah, it was sweet. I had really nice cozy night, really cozy night, and yeah, felt very comfortable. Didn't get any cold spots at all. So it's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, but you know, if you want a comfortable night's sleep and you're in a canoe where weight isn't really an issue, yeah, highly recommend it. I mean, now I doubt you can buy them now. That thing is probably 15, 16 years old, so it's yeah, it's no youngster, but it's going well, and it hasn't got a hole yet. More than can be said for the Neo Air. There we are. So what you need to do is, when you secure the paddles in the middle, you leave enough loose so that you can then secure the paddles to whatever seat or fort there if you've got one. Your canoe may be slightly different to this one, but as long as they're well secured at the top, then it's going to be good. So once you've undone them, we can simply lift it up, drop these down. So yeah, so just lift up, get the paddles out, and then we'll pop it back down. Oh, look at that, fantastic. There we are. I think now we're free. Yep, there we are. 2 paddles. This is the path, and this is where we were. So Ruby was here. I was lying through this section here. You can just see it's just slightly flattened down. I was cooking in this area here. When I was sorting my gear out, that was in this area here. So the important thing is, two important things. One is I haven't left any of my equipment anywhere, and equally as important is there is no trace that I've been here. There's no rubbish, there's no, I haven't messed anything up. Evidence where the fire was is, well, it's zero now. A little bit of flattened soil which will pop up in the next day or two, and that's it. So that is the way I'd encourage everybody to do things. That way nobody knows we were there, no one will complain, and we can carry on wild camping quite happily. It's a lovely muddy bank. Hey, right, we're in. Okay, let's leave. That's now just gone 10:30, and according to the forecast, 11 o'clock, the wind's going to be picking up. So I think we can say that's pretty decent timing. Oh, somebody's got a fire going, I can smell it. Yeah, I think Ruby's going to need a wash when we get home as well. She's a bit of a dirty girl at the moment. All that mud off that bank, and apart from the fact that I need to wash this water off anyway, because the next time this goes out, I don't think that'll be the Broads. I'm hoping to do something a little nearer home on the river. Don't quite know what yet. Oh yes, I'm into there's some wind now. Well, wind by the Broad standards. We're not on Lake Rogan, are we? Alright, as soon as we get to this junction, hopefully things are going to change. Oh, blimey. Look out, ducks, I'm coming through. Sorry to disturb you. Yeah, whack, 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 whack. Whoa, up you go. Now things should be a little bit easier. But we're now down to the medieval bridge again. Been a fairly uneventful paddle so far. All that last section I've had a slight tailwind. Doesn't seem to have made a massive difference, but I'm sure if I turned around I'd notice it more. So there's quite a lot of tide going on. Looks to me, yeah, I'm going with the tide here, so that's clearly helping me. Crikey, somebody's feeding the ducks and swans up here. I wondered where all the swans were. Now I know. I don't know if this is a regular thing or not, but let's get down there before they finish feeding. Morning. Yeah. What a lot of swans. Yes, when I got the wind, it's now slightly more round to the side, so. But that's okay, as long as it's not a headwind. The headwind will be waiting for me down the end here. it's yeah, starting to get quite gusty now. Right, we're quite a way out of Potterham now, and we're shortly heading into Fern. And as I'm negotiating all these bends, we're going to turn into the headwind. So far, I know I don't want to speak too soon, but so far the wind hasn't actually been that bad. Although it's been mostly on the back and the side, but we certainly haven't had any 30-mile-an-hour gusts, that's for sure. Yeah, you can see the white wind pump of Fern in the distance. That's all those lapwings are going. There is an awful lot of them here, ever so many. I mean, there's a flock there, must be, well, there's over 200 there for sure. It's not been much of a wildlife along here. There's all those swans we saw. I've seen one more swan since we left Potterham. I've been following a cormorant along the river for a while, and he decided to fly off shortly before I turned the camera on. So I don't know how many more times I'm going to come to the Broads this winter. I might do one other trip, possibly two. There's a couple of other places I want to explore. But it'd be nice to get another trip or two in before Easter, when it all goes crazy with the boats. I shan't come back after that because there is a lot of boats, and it makes it very difficult when you're trying to do any kind of film work, because they make such a racket that obviously it spoils all your audio, and you don't get many breaks between them really. He's flapping his wings. That usually they give the wings a flap to dry them just before they take off. So he's not sure about me in this canoe. Yeah, there he goes. He's now going to fly. There he goes. Oh, we're now in the wind. Better put a few power strokes in. You can now hear the water lapping on the canoe. Right, better get back on that side now. Now I've passed the fisherman. That's better. The wind was blowing the water out that stave quite strongly. Ah, hello. Right, well, we're making our way down the Bure now. And yeah, we have had a rather nice tailwind most of the way. It's been coming in a bit strong from the sides a couple of times, but that's been very manageable. So yeah, it's been very good actually. We are very close, I think, to the beginning of St Benet's Abbey area. Yeah, the one trip I haven't done locally, which I've been thinking about for a while, is the Rebellion Way, which is basically a tour in Norfolk. A bit like the Wolf Way is a tour of Suffolk, this one's a tour in Norfolk. It's a bit more on-road by all accounts. But I may be tempted to give that a bash. But I'd like to maybe have a bit more time to do it. I had to rush on the Wolf Way, which is a shame because it didn't leave me many opportunities for doing much in the way of filming, because I was in a hurry. So I've just stopped at the moorings at St Benet's Abbey. Yeah, St Benet's Abbey is there. The junction to South Walsham Broad is just there behind us, just past it. There's a very large amount of canoes paddling down this way. Oh, let me turn this on the side and then you'll be able to see them. Hiya. You alright? Afternoon. You alright? But it's certainly not as windy as it was yesterday, despite what the forecast said. Because when I went down this section yesterday, it was pretty rough. There was even some whitecaps down here, and yeah, it was much windier than it is today. So I don't know what's happened to the forecast. It's all gone Pete Tong as usual. So this is another trip nearing its end. I do seem to be coming down this stretch, saying that quite a few times of late. You would think in this day and age, with all the fancy equipment, satellites, all the gear that we have, that somebody would be able to give an accurate weather forecast, wouldn't they? Beggars belief, really. It doesn't seem to have improved much at all in my lifetime. So, yeah, you would think they'd be able to do better predictions. All the computers and AI and everything else. Here we are. Echo. Our faithful car's still there. Right, we're back. So, oh, it's a long way up here now. Blimey. Come back high tide. There we are, another trip completed. So it's been fun. Hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the next adventure. Bye.